Go get lost.
Why
We
is
are
my
live.
iPad on 1%?
Good evening, everybody. Good
Evening,
evening.
evening.
Um,
Evening
welcome to
salutations, man.
another episode of Table 34. This evening is going to be interesting. Interesting. We are discussing something near and dear to many Trinbagonians. Some would consider Pelau our national dish, but we could always have them rabs later on in the program. Um, of course, I am Badawi. Uh, Glad to be here with you all again. And with me, of course, is Quincy and Ronaldo.
Cheers, cheers.
And joining the panel today, we have Jay Blessed, Jamie from jblessed.com. We have
Hi, Jay.
Chris from caribbeanpot.com.
Yay.
And we have Chef Barry Finbar Bartholomew as well. And we
Wee.
just lost Barry, but I'm sure he'll be back.
We're
Yeah,
so
you'll be
proud
back,
of
you'll be
him.
back, you'll be back.
So yeah, Barry just jump out one time.
Mm.
Um, but to kick things off, Jay Blessed, please introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi, my name is Jay Blessed. I am an award-winning Caribbean blogger, podcaster from Laventry Road, Febo Village, Sawa. All in about that.
Boom, bang.
You understand?
Bah,
You
bah, bah.
understand? When Mover, EC,
Sour
big up
in the
everybody from
bah, bah.
Mover
Wow.
and Sour. But apart from that, I've also spent years in the hospitality industry. I've worked for some of the most amazing and illustrious chefs, including Daniel Hume of 11 Madison Park. I was the only person of color, woman of color at the front of the house at 11 Madison Park in 2017 when it was announced that the restaurant was the #1 restaurant in the world. That part of my life is even chronicled in a Netflix original series called 7 Days Out, episode
Wow.
number 2, 11 Madison Park. I've also worked for Danny Myers, who is a big restaurateur here in New York and nationally, also the owner of Shake Shack. And I've also worked for the most awarded American chef there is, Chef Thomas Keller. So yes, I have a background in hospitality, but Yetna, I grew up in Trinidad. I went sour markets. I know it is to go get my live chicken cut up and go home in Crockett's bag. You understand?
Yeah.
So I deserve to be on this panel.
This is what we said. This is what we said.
Yes,
And,
sir.
and we also have Chris. Chris, could you? I mean, Chris needs no introduction, but please, Chris, introduce yourself.
Yeah, Chris De La Rosa, recent convert from dry Pelau to wet Pelau.
Yes.
Wow.
But
I've been-
one time, yes?
I've
Wow.
been doing the food thing and sharing our culinary culture via CaribbeanPod.com since 2009. Because of it, I was fortunate enough to travel throughout the world sharing our culinary culture. I have a Gourmand Award-winning cookbook, The Vibrant Caribbean Pot, which is sold out on Amazon as we speak. A lot of people asking for copies, but I ain't got no copies. My audience it's a massive audience, and I'm surprised daily by how much support I get and how big the reach is for Caribbean food. I connect with between 1.3 and 1.5 million people every month globally. So it's pretty much the population of Trinidad that I'm connecting with every month. I try my best to put the best foot forward when it comes to Caribbean cuisine, especially being born and bred Trinbagonian. That is the sort of base, but I venture outside that base, and I'm just having a time and just being able to share the culinary culture and the culture in general to a global audience.
Great, nice. Chris is the OG in the game.
Now we are getting it introduced to Barry.
Oh, well,
Before
look, as you call Barry name, Barry come back just
Yay!
in time.
So
Just in
nobody
time,
say
Barry.
bah for the rest of the day because
This reminds me of Star Trek. You know Star Trek? And they
Yeah.
zoom you in?
Yes. Right
So
here.
Barry, one time,
Don't call
as
the
you
name.
hear,
Don't call the name. Don't call the name.
as you hear one time, jump right in and introduce yourself to people watching.
Okay. Barry Bartholomew. Finbar is my real name, actually. That's my Irish name, and my father didn't like it, so he switched to Finbar at the last minute. So Chef Finbar sounds good. It's not better than Chef Barry. So, yeah, and I work out of this kitchen here. I'm trying to get a better position, but you can't quite see. I'm afraid to operate this. It might cut off again, but I'm in my kitchen.
Right.
And I love food.
Yeah.
That you do. That you do. And your love for food comes out in your food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks.
So we know we're talking Pelau. I wanna jump in. Now the thing is, right, it have a lot of different ways we could approach this, and I'm gonna try to take it step by step, right? First, I'm gonna throw the question first to Jay. When someone says Pelau, when you hear the word Pelau, right, describe the dish that comes to mind.
First of all, when I hear someone says Pelau, I automatically think home.
Mhm.
And so I'm hoping that when this person gives me Pelau,
Mhm.
it tastes like home.
Right.
And if that dish is not brown,
Mhm.
if my rice and my chicken is not browned, okay, it's
Yeah.
not Pelau. If
Yeah.
I don't taste some coconut milk in that joint, it's not Pelau. If I don't see
Right.
no carrots and sweet peppers and even a little bit of a hint of like ginger up in there, it's not Pelau. You understand? I don't want no light skin Pelau.
Yeah.
I want my skin out.
Wait.
my Pelau well brown.
So you're saying pale Pelaus don't matter?
No.
That's a very curious statement.
Ooh.
I'm rooting for all Pelau that is brown. Okay, I'm rooting
Yeah.
for all the brown Pelau.
Melanated. You want to
Thank
Pelau
you.
melanated. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna throw it to Barry one time. Barry, when you hear Pelau, what's the dish that comes to mind?
What's the dish that comes to mind?
Yeah, describe the dish in your head. When I say Pelau, describe that dish.
Right. I think all-in-one happiness.
Right.
I think one of the best all-in-one dishes internationally.
Mhm.
I think full of flavor if it's a good Pelau. I think different kind of meats. I think pigtail. I think chicken. I think pork. I think the works. I've done a shrimp Pelau. I've done a curry Pelau. I've done a cow heel Pelau. I've done everything. But I just think it's a comfort food to the max.
Nice. Chris?
You know, I never gave Pelau much thought until I left the shores of Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
And I remember about 3 years ago, I couldn't make it for Pan semis. I usually come down for Pan semis every year. And I remember my daughter was teasing me. She was there with my sister. And I think it was the North Stand they were at. And every Pelau that she showed me, people had their little setup. It had a different color. And Jay Bless spoke about color earlier. And I've never seen a kaleidoscope of color in Pelau as the cross-section of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So it's a representative of the people in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, height of winter here in Canada is about anywhere from minus 20 to minus 30 degrees Celsius. And I Pelau, once I make it and I sit down, I come home from work and I make it, and that brings that sort of comfort that I can't find in any other dish. And the comfort I'm talking about is being a little boy on the island. And my mom and dad had a garden across the road from where we lived. And we would pick the peas, the pigeon peas, fresh off the tree, come back. And I remember my mom warning me, oh, you're playing big money. You want to grate the coconut. And there goes my finger on the grater. I remember that grating that coconut and picking the peas. And I hated shelling the peas. And all those memories come into play. But then you're circling the kitchen, peeking every time because you're trying to figure out when is this thing going to be done? When is this thing going to be done? So it's you know, it takes me back to a time and a place and on so many different levels, not eating food for eating food's sake and saying it tastes good. It takes me back to a time and a place as well too.
Nice.
I felt that.
Yeah. I feel
that. I felt that shelling the peas thing too.
Yeah, shelling the peas is a huge thing.
I feel hungry after that.
Ronaldo, when you hear Pelau.
Right. So first up, I am not an accomplished writer. I do not have a book sold out on Amazon, so I cannot articulate what Pelau means the way Chris just did. I am not an international award-winning blogger, and I am not a chef of Irish descent. So for me, Pelau, one pot, must be iron pot, rice, peas, some sort of meat, and best accompanied with a nice chunky slice of zabuka.
All right.
Local or Dominican zabuka?
The one from Quincy Tree.
Okay.
Nothing less.
Don't know. Benchmark
Nothing less.
Let me just jump in a second. I'm thinking of doing a crispy pork pilau next.
What's that? Oh gosh, no. Oh gosh.
Barry.
A crispy.
Wait, I want to lick my screen.
Barry, hold on.
I want to lick my screen.
You gonna get to that.
Crispy pork pilau.
Yeah.
It takes that.
Yeah.
Quincy.
Well, Pelau for me is rabs first of all, right? It's plenty rabs because everybody have like a lot of different opinions on what's that? What's going on there? Somebody have a phone or something? No.
And my father's calling me.
Ah, right.
Your name, no. Answer that phone.
So you can't get in trouble.
I know.
Yeah. Yes. Everybody have their own version of what Pelau is. So it's do two things for me. I have this place for it that is real steeped in tradition and all that because I have all the memories and so on embodied in it. Personally, Pelau was that dish that showed me my father would only cook when my mother was present. Because when he went away, all the nice food and things stopped. He bubbled one big pot of Pelau and he eaten Pelau for days. Days. To the point where I eat Pelau and hot bread just to escape the monotony of Pelau. The monotony of Pelau was too great. Right? But beyond that, Pelau also is something that it speaks to a quality of our culture that I don't know if it's good or bad, it just is. I think it's a little on the immature side though, to be real honest with you, because of how we got it. I guess the raps that come in further down will speak to this, because I think we guard things like Pelau. Pelau is one of the things that we guard very dearly. So you'll hear one of the only things that we lenient with is grainy or wet, right? If somebody say, well, I like a grainy Pelau thing, as long as it tastes good, you rock with it. I like a wet Pelau, as long as it tastes good, you rock with it. But don't ever get into, other qualities like fish Pelau, or as Barry was saying, I'm gonna do a crispy skin pork Pelau kind of thing. From the time we reach there, bacchanal, and we guard them kind of things daily, which we should explore tonight. But yeah, that is how I feel about it. Apart from I can't resist it at night.
Yeah. Well, to your point there, Quincy, I had a different experience with Pelau coming up. So I think I had a little more diverse range when it comes to Pelau, but you'll get to that later. You'll get to it because it's coming. I know it's coming, right?
It's coming.
So just to kind of further expand on the point of Pelau.
Barry said something. Right?
Yeah.
Stepping away for a minute.
All right, good.
Yeah. So just to get back to that, to the first point, and I'm going to throw this question to Jay again. If you had to describe...
I don't like how you're picking on me, though.
It's ladies first.
I appreciate that. And I feel so honored to be the only woman on this panel.
You're represented. You understand? We have to do the thing proper. If you had to describe Pelau to somebody who never heard the dish before, how would you describe it?
So someone that never heard it before. Pelau is essentially a rice cook-up with your meat of choice, preferably chicken, oftentimes beef, and you could probably use some goat or pigtail, right? But
Okay.
often, but predominantly, pilau is a rice cook-up dish with chicken, pigeon peas. Traditionally, that's how it is made in Trinidad, and
Right.
it is actually coined as the unofficial dish of Trinidad and Tobago.
National.
Well, national. I mean, some people could say Carl Lewis, but we're not going to go there. And that's how I will, in one or two lines, describe it to them. And then I will also say that it can be accompanied with coleslaw or potato salad or mango
Right.
chutney or coconut chutney if you want to be really flexible, or fresh slices of avocado, or like a nice fresh cucumbers on the side, or some watercress or whatever you want to call it, right?
Man. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but essentially it's a rice dish, and maybe someone might liken it to the Trinidadian version of pilaf, or maybe even a jollof rice, our
Right.
version of that.
Yes.
So that's how I would probably describe pilau.
Yes. Nice.
Let me eat my popcorn now.
Chris, how would you describe it?
I think the key word being one pot. We've got to focus on the one pot aspect of things.
Right.
So if someone would ask me, Chris, explain pilau to me, in the sentence would be the word one pot. There would be a meat of some sort. It cannot be pilau without stewed down with that coconut milk. It must be really stewed with that, not this fake browning in a bottle kind of thing. You got to start with that brown sugar and that oil and stuff like that, and create that sort of base. And then you may hear words, if I were to compare it to something, and Jay Bless mentioned jollof, and I would even go as far to say, and we look at our past and through our colonization as well, you can see traces of paella in there. You can see traces of biryani in there as well. So all these sort of one pot rice dishes, just to give people a sort of an idea of where I'm coming from. Then the proud Trinbagonian in me is going to see words such as the best. You know what I mean? Like the best one pot dish you can ever get. That's just me flexing, you know what I mean? But certainly what Jay said, the accompanying dishes kind of thing. So the pilau will always be the star. And I know a lot of people into the coleslaw and the chutneys and stuff like that. But I love to flex a spicy tomato choke on the side with my pilau, to be honest with you. It is real lush. It has that sort of balance, sort of acid and the sour and everything else from the tomato, the roasted tomato and smokiness. But yeah, one pot, man. The one pot is the key word there for me, anyways.
Right.
Like that. Tomato choke on the side, boy. What?
Oh yeah, it works. Trust me.
Actually, when I was growing up, my mother introduced me to kuchila.
Yeah. That's a nice flavor.
Yeah.
It's funny because my grandmother's passed away. She passed away when I was 11, and she did something I've never seen anyone else do. And she would roast a coconut and grate the coconuts and make coconut chutney. And I've never seen anyone else replicate coconut chutney to go with pilau. Like, do people still do that? Like, do you do? Have you ever done that? Like a coconut chutney?
Yeah.
I've shared coconut chutney, the same sort of roasting.
But not with pilau. I never seen it with pilau.
No.
Nah, never do it with pilau.
Hey, chef is back.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
What did I miss? Don't worry. I'll catch up.
Well, you can jump in one time.
Yeah.
If you had to describe pilau to somebody who never heard of the dish, how would you describe it?
Who never heard of it at all?
Yeah, never heard of the dish.
Well, hopefully they know their respective stew chickens, whether it be an English stew or French stew, whatever kind of stew. And I'll just say it's that stew, add rice, and what makes it key is our local pigeon peas. So it's an all-in-one pot, where all the flavors come together, and it's really very Moorish. They can Google that word, Moorish.
He said Google it. What is a pilau? Google it.
What's a pilau? So we have a nice working definition of pilau. And Jay, you specifically said predominantly chicken and we have people in the comment section saying that it must be pigeon peas. So
Okay.
let us begin here.
Let the Rabs begin.
Let it
Barry,
start.
Barry, proper.
Let it
Let
start
the
now.
Rabs
Easy, Barry,
begin.
easy.
I'm throwing out the question to you all. Can a pilau be made without pigeon peas?
Yes.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
But I will say hell yes.
Preferably
Hell
not.
Ronaldo.
And you know what? For
Yeah.
me, preferably not is a good answer. Preferably not don't mean
Preferably not is a
good answer.
is a good
Yes.
answer.
But as
Because
a
that means
substitute, you can
that-
use another legume if
Yeah,
you
what-
don't have pigeon peas.
hear what I saying, right?
I'm in 2 minds, but go ahead.
And this is the part where I think we just guard things a little too much, and sometimes we be overzealous in guarding tradition, right? And we have to understand how that does affect the other parts of the tradition that we're trying to guard. Now, if
1 second. You, well, I'm just Crystal, welcome.
Hey, Crystal.
Welcome.
So,
Crystal is up
Crystal,
here.
Barry,
So I just
Chris,
welcome her. We missed you
and
last
Jay,
week, Crystal.
Crystal is
You, sorry.
yeah, that's
yeah,
it. That was a
she's
good
an honorary member of
Post
Table
Park.
24, and we missed her last week. She wasn't here
Yeah,
last week,
yeah.
but you know, we glad to have her back.
Crystal, I go represent for you. All right. Okay.
Crystal say, "Well, you're married." One time.
Tough.
Yeah, but yes,
Yeah.
just recently I was watching a series called Tasting the Nation, right? And it was very interesting. This Indian woman going around New York, America, checking out the different cultures and that kind of thing. Everybody presented a rice dish. And if we come back to the question that Bedaria was asking just now, if you ask me to explain Pelau to anybody, I would say it is our version of the rice dish, right? And I would say the differentiating factor in it is the browning of the ingredients, the rice and the meat, right? Rice, meat, and peas, I would say. Um, with that, I realized that everybody described their dish as a rice dish. They have spices, they do this, they do that, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. But everybody was open enough to say, well, different chefs do it different ways, or different cooks do it different ways. Some people put different ingredients in the mix, and when you think back, the foundation of Pelau and these one pot kind of dishes is about availability of ingredients, right? To say that Pelau is XYZ full stop, I think is taken away from the richness of the culture of people being inventive and creative with what they have, right? There'll be a version of Pelau that you'll hear about where people will put all kind of meats in it. So you'll get like 3 meats in one Pelau. You get pork, beef, chicken, which might be the leftover meals from the week kind of thing. And it's about affordability and availability. Yeah, Barry, cut in.
Is there any ingredient in a pilau that is essential?
Rice.
Brown it.
Because it needs to be a
Rice and
rice
the brown
dish.
it.
Yeah, right.
It needs to be a rice dish,
Yeah.
and you need to brown it. So you need to brown it, meaning you must get caramelization of sugar from either the sugar itself, if you want to use sugar cane sugar, that kind of thing, or as you know, you could get caramelization from lime juice, onions, them kind of things, right? However you do it, I think the differentiating factor in what we do, because there are things like red rice that look very similar to pilau in a sense, right? The sauce a little redder, but it's cooked down like pilau. You have the one from Peru, I forget the name, has looked real similar with peas, everything. There are versions that look very similar to pilau, but the differentiating thing in ours is the browning of the ingredients. That
But
is the differentiator.
wouldn't you say that pigeon peas is the one item that differentiates other pilafs and other one pot dishes
I would
to
not.
Trinidad? That's unique to
I,
Trinidad.
I would not. I would say, and simply because other dishes could use pigeon peas, right? I would say pigeon peas is the preferred one for us. And to tell you the truth, I find it's the one that works best with the stew and the flavors. It's worked the best. But if I have to look at it broadly, in a jollof rice, in a jambalaya, in a dirty rice. You could bounce up pigeon peas in any one of them things. I don't think that is something that is essentially different. What
No,
I showed you,
I don't see pigeon
yeah,
peas in a dirty
but
rice in New Orleans. But
yeah, but I can't say I'd never, but I would expect to. You can see that because about availability
it
of
tastes great.
ingredients,
Yeah.
right? What I guarantee you, I'm sure that you would not see is any other form of this rice dish being browned down like that with sugar. I'm sure about that.
Wow. Wow.
Positive.
Well, and to get back to the point I'd raised earlier that I couldn't get into before, I grew up knowing different kind of pilau. So my mother would cook normal pigeon peas and chicken and that kind of thing,
Traditional.
traditional, but she would also do lentil peas pilau, black eyed peas pilau. There's the three that I grew up on. And then, so it had pigeon peas, lentil peas, black eyed peas, and then the meat would have changed. So we could have got black eyed peas with chicken, we could have got black eyed peas with beef, or pigeon peas and beef and that kind of thing. So we used to get like
Yeah.
different types of pilaus.
Or red beans if you feel that way. Like I've
Yeah, and red beans,
also
yeah.
cooked pilau with red beans. I know traditionally, I know people like to hold on to tradition.
Well, I've done a
Pilau
jerk
is
pilau with
ooh.
red beans and pork.
You know what?
Is that a pilau? I
Chef
don't know.
Finbao, look, come on, man.
He
I
was
need to go
upset.
eat.
I was upset.
No, you might not agree with the red beans and jerk pork in a pilau form.
I don't
Is that a pilau?
I don't mind that. Did you brown the meat?
No.
So that's a deciding factor,
well,
the caramelization.
Well then nah.
So I call it a jerk pork lao, not pilau.
Yeah.
Hyphen lao.
Well,
And that says this is anybody attacking me. It's a lao.
right. Cool. And you know what? I will not attack you because I'm sure it tastes good. Right? But if you ask me to define it, I would have to say no, it's not a pilau because you didn't brown it.
It's a
So
cook
pilau
up.
for you means browning. Yeah.
It's a cook up.
The only thing that to me, logically, the only thing that makes sense to say this is a differentiation is the browning and the process that
Okay, so if a Jamaican made a pilau with their soy sauce and whatever they use to brown their stew chicken, and they put pigeon peas and their stew chicken and whatnot, you will say that's not a pilau?
had to
It's
be
not a pilau.
had to be caramelization, had to be some sort of sugar, from vegetable, from fruit, or actual sugar. If you don't have that, then you're not browning in our style.
What say you, Chris?
I want to know.
Man, the browning part I tend to agree with, but then what happens when you make a curry pilau? You ain't browning nothing.
No, I'm not.
Well, check this.
So then,
Let me jump back in and put this there, right? When we did the curry pilau video, if you notice, we started by browning, by doing the usual sugar process. And what we did was actually a douglas.
But that's a douglas pilau.
It was a douglas.
It's a douglas.
Yeah.
it's like a curry sauce.
Yeah, curry. We do that for clickbait, as you very well know, Dawi. We do it for clickbait because people Jimmy's would have be Russell. But you have to brown it. You must brown it for it to be qualified as pilau.
It's a douglas pilau. I've never.
But let me throw
One
back
of the
something.
things-
All right, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
No, what I was gonna say is, I've tried pilau with the odd time I run out of the tin pigeon peas, right? And I would have a tin of red beans or a tin of what's the other one I tried? Black eyed peas. And I find that eating not only is a sensory, it's also visual as well. While I went in with the same ingredients and I just vary with just the legume. For some reason, in my head, it didn't taste the same. For some reason,
Yes, Marie. Yes, Marie.
Wow, I love it.
I'm just wondering if when Q is talking about guarding that tradition and stuff like that, if maybe we have to use the word traditional and non-traditional, if we sort of set up some parameters for what is traditional versus what we can be creative with,
I like that.
I made a pilau and I added my pumpkin and all that stuff like that in there, and I get relics on the internet with it, and then we have our brothers and sisters from Barbados who came like, And people in Barbados, my brother and sister from Barbados, say, well, why you putting coconut milk in your pilau? And I'm like, what do you
Are you
actually
making a
mean?
pilau without
You don't
coconut
put-
milk?
Yeah.
Without coconut milk.
You making
And
a
you know, like,
Our ancestors are crying.
Well, look, let me offer this up, right?
Mm.
Let me offer this up, and this is why I was talking about maturity in terms of culture, right? Being mature about how we garden the culture. Think about what you're garden with regards to ingredients, right? Putting ingredients in something. To say a pilau must be rice, pigeon peas, and a particular kind of meat, right? Think about our culture, our heritage. We are the people that made a musical invention in 21st, right? And send that out there to the world, right? We conducting this carnival scene, arguably amongst the best in the world. Certain things right now not making it look so before COVID, right?
yeah.
Understand that Trinidad and Tobago extempo culture. Understand that by limiting the creativity and the flexibility of this dish that we call pilau, that is a magnificently flexible original offering. Understand what we overlooking in terms of our culture and our history and our heritage. Because creativity is a huge part of our culture. One that I take as an artist real seriously in my life, like day to day. I've lived that shit, right? So when I hear people imposing things on my culture, some of the most creative people that you'll ever meet, like we doing memes and things out here at a rate that I will put Trinidad up on and Tobago up on the internet as meme generators amongst the best of them, right? Because that just come like digital old marks for us. We quick with it, we mad. Anything that anything that limiting our creativity in terms of, and I'm not saying to just go wild and put anything, so you take a turtle and two bamboo and you say that is a turtle pilau. I ain't saying that, right? I'm saying there are guidelines and there are borders and there are boundaries, but we have to be very careful with what we select as them things. And the ingredients are the execution, but the process is the strategy.
So a couple things. Yes, you mentioned that it's our original dish, right? But it is not our original dish. Right? That's the first thing. Pilau not original.
Now our version.
All we just do is brown the meat with brown sugar.
Which is good enough.
You can't call it original.
You know what? I wouldn't fight you on that because it's just another one of the many rice dishes that people have.
Right. And the thing is,
No
it's not only us that stew. I mean, all over the Caribbean.
That's why I say keep the pigeon peas as ours.
People are stew as well, but we can't. But we can't just do that. And also, fish pilau. They do burn sugar for fish pilau.
Some people do. Some people
Blasphemy.
That would be disastrous.
Blasphemy.
Blasphemy.
Stop it.
So what you're saying is that pescatarians cannot enjoy pilau.
They can fry their fish and have a cook up on the side. Like, no, there's no such thing as fish pilau. Stop it.
Essential to pilau. Pigeon peas is essential to pilau in Trinidad.
Yeah, a traditional pilau. A traditional pilau.
Brownie
Yes.
and also pigeon peas. Otherwise, we're losing the originality.
I agree with Chef Finbar.
So lentil peas, you can't have a lentil peas pilau.
That's a non-traditional pilau.
But traditional pilau is pigeon peas and brown of the chicken. Let's keep those two. Something to keep.
Okay.
You know what? I'm not rocking with it. I don't agree with it.
But you just defined a traditional pilau, and that's what you said a traditional pilau was, and then you said it's kind of an immature dish, so that you can be flexible with it in a non-traditional way. Traditionally, it would be rice, your meat of choice, and pigeon peas brown.
Pigeon peas.
It's a one pot.
Has to be. For the traditional pilau.
The reason I'm refraining from that in terms of saying traditional, right? The reason I'm refraining from it is so that
Ronaldo, you're nasty.
You're
This chat. Ronaldo going
Let's see that steam, right?
Ronaldo, man. Come on, man. You're always doing this stupidness, boy.
Let's see how wet that is, right? Let's see how wet that is.
Yeah.
Yo, that's what he said.
Oh my God.
And I hear eating popcorn. Nah, boy, Ronaldo, that's wicked.
So
I not feeling too bad because well,
hey, all real
I just have
disgusting,
item.
man.
After we finish with this and I get real hungry, I go be eating my Pelau.
All disgusting.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
So let me ask this question because it seemed to be the hot topic in the comment section, and I need to get to it.
Mm.
Can you make a pilau without meat?
Yes.
Yes. Preferably not, but yes.
No.
Because people saying in the chat here that pilau must have meat.
Yes.
I'm with you, Jay. I think that's a rice dish.
Exactly.
And
it's a cook-up dish.
It's a cook-up dish, yeah. I mean, it still tastes like pilau, but pilau has a meat.
All right.
Traditionally, pilau again is your meat of choice, preferably not fish. I know who the hell is making a fish pilau.
Rice and pigeon peas is a side dish where you add meat too.
Rice, your pigeon peas, your meat of choice, and it's brown together. And you make sure you put your coconut milk. I'm not eating nobody pilau that don't have no coconut milk. And if you don't put no hot pepper in there and some pumpkin, I don't want it. Okay?
The BN says, and this has happened. I can take it out of the. Sorry, go ahead, Harry. Go ahead.
I want to Barry and G, right? Chicken pilau, beef pilau, pork pilau, right? So you understand the meats that come before it, but the pilau come after. What is the pilau? Because you're saying chicken pilau, beef pilau, pork pilau. What is the pilau?
Mixed meat pilau.
First of all, I don't say chicken pilau, beef pilau, or anything pilau. I say pilau. And whatever you find in there, that's where you go eat. It's a pilau.
It's a rice dish. It's a rice dish with a meat inside of it and a pea.
We're gonna play Russian roulette. Whatever meat you get, you better be able to eat it. Okay, like it's pilau.
I need to interject. We understand that is just a preference with how all of these scientists say that, but universally, what people say is chicken pilau, beef pilau, whatever pilau, as well as they say chicken roti, beef roti, this roti. That is the differentiation. If I make a beef pilau and somebody come by me and say, where are they? A pilau. They say, what kind of pilau? What is a beef pilau? Right? We understand that is how we spoke, right?
That's a snow cone, though. That's a snow cone.
But that's how we talk, and Barry right. That what is this pilau that is beef or that is chicken?
Yeah.
Who said it before? Chris said it. Finbar said it. You know, pilau is a one-pot rice cook-up, browned rice cook-up that incorporates pigeon peas and your meat of choice. Okay, so that is essentially what a tradition pigeon peas, rice, and your meat of choice. That is traditionally what pilau is.
You called me?
Now, when we talk about what Q is talking about, non-traditional pilau, you know, that's when you add in your red beans or your black eyed peas. It's still pilau, but it's a non-traditional. According to Chef Finbar, pigeon peas is a mainstay. That is what we say is always in a pilau, pigeon peas, in a traditional pilau. I stand by that, but I'm flexible, okay? Because I live in America, and sometimes I don't wanna have pigeon peas. I don't have pigeon peas sometimes, and sometimes I don't wanna soak that peas either, okay? I wanna use some red beans on the tin, okay? And that's what I'm gonna use, or some black eyed peas out of the tin. It's still a pilau though. Because I'm stewing my chicken, I'm adding my rice, I'm adding my peas, I'm adding my coconut milk and all my vegetables and everything in it. That is still a pilau. Now, if somebody tell me how they didn't stew their meats, then that is not a pilau. And again, brown pilaus matter. Brown pilaus lives matter.
So
there's no such thing as a vegan pilau. Stop it.
So vegans can't eat pilau.
Yo, what is he doing, yo? What is Ronaldo doing, son?
We need to kick Ronaldo from this chat, son.
No, show Chris what you just did. Chris got to see this nonsense that he's doing here.
No,
Ronaldo ran out of bounds.
real talking alone, that Pelau looking at good though. Real talk.
Boss.
You
Yo,
probably the neighbor that used to teeth my zabaka of the tree.
yo.
I wanted
Anyways,
to
gain that
chime
pizza.
in on something.
Yeah, Chris.
I wanted to chime in on something. You know, you listen to Chef Finbar, you listen to Q, and we can agree across the board. And this is based on how Badawi explained. Well, he used the term beef pilau, chicken pilau, pork pilau with the protein at the start and then after. I'm just wondering, in the way we describe pilau, focusing on the stew and the browning part of it, is the pilau itself more of a technique than anything else? Like, do we have to look at it as, you know what, if we don't brown that meat, it's not pilau. If we don't get that pigeon piece, you know, that browning part of things, because here's the thing, you can start off with a pilau, and later on you're like, wait a minute, and you reach for that bottle of brown and you throw it in. You don't get a color, and you don't get a flavor, the true flavor.
But you'll get the color.
I'm just wondering, at some point we have to also consider pilau being a technique. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Chris, I have a question for you. Does the flavor come from browning, or does the flavor come from your coconut milk? Does the flavor come from if you put in some ginger in there? Does the flavor
the cohesion, the flavor comes from?
It's one of the things where it's like building blocks almost.
Yeah, and the foundation is that caramelization of the sugar.
It is.
I think it have to be that.
That is it. And I agree with you, Chris, because what I'm trying to say is this, and I could take it out of the food realm and that's going to the creative realm. A problem that I have all the time when we developing creative, we developing campaigns and so on, is people come into our brainstorm and talking about the execution before we talk about the idea, right? The where we go in, what is the plan, what is the strategy before we talk about how we're going to do it, right? And that is always the problem. In this realm, I really see the ingredients that they're using besides rice and anything with a sugar content being that is the execution. That's how you're going to execute it. But again, coming back to what the people before was doing, right? The concept of Pelau, this efficient one pot that is able to, I mean, you have a lime and you have one chicken and it's like 15 hours later, right? 15, 20 hours later. You could chop up that one chicken, add peas and rice and so on, and everybody could eat that thing, right? And not feel like if they're missing anything. That is the quality of Pelau, right? And we had to embrace all of that. We had to embrace the creativity that was able to say, this is how we go deal with that scene. We go deal with that scene like that. So then I think the technique and the execution need to be what we embrace it more than anything else in terms of saying this is tradition. Our tradition is to make this one pot dish that is efficient, that is tasty, that maximizes the ingredients that we have at our availability. And I could rock with that. When we put in it in terms of peas and this and that, whatever, we could fine tune that and we could deal with that, right? And I even cool to say traditionally, what people prefer is pigeon peas, and traditionally people prefer to have meat in it. But I wouldn't say that limits or that is the benchmark of what a pilau is. I wouldn't do that. I think that's belittling the whole scene.
I have a question.
Rasta man must eat a pilau. Rasta had a pilau too. Rasta can eat pilau.
I tell now, boy. I tell now.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So if you do make a chicken pilau, what is your favorite part of the meat, of the chicken meat that you prefer in your pilau?
Woo.
I'm a breast man.
Yeah, breast.
That's what he said. What else?
Yeah, but I think in allow breast does really do well, but breast does perform in allow.
Yeah. But the flavor wise, Thai meat does add.
I love
flavor.
Thai and I love wings.
Wings.
And the flat part of the wings, not the drum end. I love the flat part of it.
Okay.
Because for the most part, you would skin that chicken, and that would be the only part with a little bit of skin and a little bit of fat that's still on there.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of chicken thigh, so that's just me.
I'm sure everybody watching this is gonna cook a pilau either tonight or tomorrow. Watch out.
I see, sir.
What the scene? I cooked my pilau day before yesterday to
Stop
put
it.
it in the fridge, right? Because I like next day pilau.
Wait.
Yeah. The day
So
after
can I-
Pelau does always taste better.
Day after
After
pilau,
Pelau
day
does
after
always taste
pilau.
better.
Can I tell you guys something?
Up to the semen.
So I cooked pilau on Sunday for Father's Day for my daughter's dad, right? Oh gosh, Chef Finbar, what is that?
That's the crispy skin. This man gonna make this crispy skin.
FedEx me my bowl.
Iris, you know Crispy Skin Pork. Crispy
I
Skin Pork is a science by itself.
listen. I just let him know if you make that crispy skin pilau, I am not responsible for me appearing at your doorstep tonight. Bridget.
So wait.
Alright.
So Sunday I cooked a pilau for my daughter's dad because that's what he said he wanted for Father's Day, right? And I made a non-traditional pilau. I made a chicken pilau, but I made it with black-eyed peas instead of pigeon peas, right? Okay, now I'm talking to my American-born child who's gonna be 16 in 6 days, right? And she says to me on today's Thursday. She said to me on Tuesday, "Mommy, what do you pilau?" I'm like, well, I packed it up for your dad, so he had that to go. And then she's like, "You give away my pilau?" I'm like, "Hold up, you were born here. What's the difference between a pilau and a pilau?" She's like, "Well, first of all, pilau is when you just cook it. Pilau is about 2 days after." And I'm like, "Yo, whose child is this?" So do you say pilau or do you say pilau? Like, I want to know. How do you say? Do you say pilau or pilau?
Pelau.
Hey, like what happened today in the bank?
Hey,
See what happened to the
I'll take your word for it.
Oh my God! Somebody talking about bun. Y'all need the
Yeah.
bun.
has anybody here tried a cow heel pilau?
I had yours.
I had yours.
Can you tell me how you did that, please? I want to know. I'm here at Chef Bar. Talk to me.
The cow heel pilau?
Yes, please.
So I love stew cow heel. So to me, it made a no-brainer to do a cow heel pilau. And I also add beef just for those who like to have a little bit of a meat bite. You know, it works really well because the glutinous sort of stock you get from the cow heel when you pressure it, that gives an added sort of richness to the wetness and the stickiness of the rice.
Unction.
It's really good.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
really,
try that.
really good. It works really well.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, you have to love cow heel.
Ooh.
So is pilau a national dish?
Yes. I say yes.
would say
The
yes.
national dish.
I would say yes. I would say yes.
I wouldn't say the national dish. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that either.
I would say that it is the if it all right.
What?
I'll play this way. If you had to pick a national dish of Trinidad and Tobago, it would be pilau.
Nah.
Nah.
What it would be?
Doubles.
What?
I would change it. I would change it.
Doubles.
Doubles.
Doubles is a national dish of Trinidad and Tobago.
Hold on. You can make a double
But it's not a
soup.
meal. It's not a meal. It's a side.
Well, that's just it.
Can you make double soup?
I actually did
I
make
won't do
doubles.
it. You on video now.
Shout out to Chef Bridget. I don't know if she's on here. She probably might see it later. Shout out to Chef Bridget. I actually followed her recipe
The
for
recipe was
doubles at home, and I tried that ish, and I did it, and I'm proud of myself. But if it was not doubles, I would actually say kalaloo. The way we make kalaloo, that is what I would call our national dish, not pilau.
Mm.
And that's just
Doubles
my
close to pilau. I agree, but not doubles. Doubles is great. I love doubles. But not
Yeah.
I think pilau is a national dish. Let me tell you why. I think pilau is a national dish because one,
Yeah, Sean.
stew chicken is cruel. You all hear me?
Yeah.
Stew chicken is Creole. All right. I put soy sauce in my chicken when I season it. That's Chinese.
Right.
I put kuchula on my pilau when it's done. That's Indian.
Right.
I love
use
it.
white rice.
Yeah.
Here's white rice.
All together, it's a national dish.
It incorporates everything, all the cultures.
I love it.
All the cultures.
Chris, what you think, Chris? Look at Chris' face. Chris is like, I'm not with y'all.
No, well, here's the problem I'm facing right now, right? All this talk about Pelau, and I'm seeing this plate and this big piece of avocado there and everything else. And I
Let me get you one more look. Let me get you one more.
into this conversation here. Well, I came in flexing because I made a best lamb burger, and I'm thinking, I ain't really feeling that lamb burger.
Wow.
Well, you know,
Wow.
I think the reason why I would agree with Pelau being the national dish is it's cooked from corner to corner of the island, and anywhere we go, we don't need someone. You know, it's one of those things you grew up knowing naturally how to make. I mean, there's some people this burn the sugar a little too much and whatever and thing, but for the most part, we all know it. And then going to what Q has been saying, we've been very creative with it along the way. You know, Barry's talking about a cow heel. I did a vegetarian pilau where I stewed the carrots and the peas and everything in brown sugar first. And that is how I got the flavor and the color and everything else. Now, the meat was still missing, and I could taste the meat was missing out of it because I'm not a vegetarian, right? But you look at something like doubles, and I'm thinking, you know what? We don't all make it. We all enjoy it at some point or the other, but we don't all make it. And it's hard.
Correct.
Without Chef Bridget's recipe, how many of us would have really made it at home? You know what I mean?
And what about Callaloo?
How many people will continue?
And what about Callaloo?
But wait, so are we saying that it is the national dish by virtue of how many people make it?
Woo.
Yeah.
Not
just making it as in no, but it's something that you grew up on. It is part of.
Yeah.
But we grew up on Callaloo, and there's
I grew up with
people that make Callaloo different.
Every day, sada roti every day. Sada roti is a national dish. No,
but that's what you do.
But I just you.
We grew up. Everybody on this panel here have a history with Pelau. I'm sure most people in the comments have a history with Pelau, and that's significant. And not just that. For me, I training again. I've been on it for the night. Pelau is where we just really flex. That is where we show our creativity and how ingenious we are as a people. When you think about it, when you think about how the Spanish just do it, you dig? And you know that multi-meat thing, that mixed meat thing. It just let Barry decide he gonna make a crispy skin Pelau. I ready to go down the road. I want to sample that. You know, up above and beyond whether crispy skin pork should be in a Pelau or not. I want to taste it though.
I hear that. I'll give you that. But I'll say this. We having this debate about Pelau because every culture in the world has their version of it, right? But I would put it to you that doubles is, while there are other similar foods, doubles is uniquely Trinidadian.
It is not. It is not. It is not.
More so than Pelau. More so than Pelau.
It is not. It
more so than Pelau.
It have dishes in Pakistan identical to doubles.
I want to go in the comment section to see them come at you.
There are things that are very, very similar, right? Similarly,
no, not similar. Identical.
But there's no one that we make Callaloo.
What we do is we take it and we take it and make
together.
that sandwich, paste it together. But the fried bara and the chana.
Yeah, but the doubles is not just bara and chana, Jay.
The way we make Callaloo though is totally different to how other cultures
but excuse me, let's see Barry chopping up. Normal.
I can't. I hear that crisp though. Oh gosh.
Barry real out of bounds right
now. But you know, here's the thing about it as well. If we use the same sort of parameters for naming Pelau the national dish, Jay is correct. We can say the very same thing about Callaloo as well. Many homes across the island makes it. We can be so creative with it. But you know, it's still it needs an accompaniment, a rice or a provision or something. Whereas Pelau is everything there on your plate. What you add after is it just enhances the dish, but the dish is already, it can stand on its own kind of thing. Unless you're drinking soup like they kind of look like a soup, and then you're golden, but then you always want that sort of starch next to it as well. Where the pilau already have all those elements in there, you know.
Yeah. It's a
And don't
complete
forget,
meal.
we
It's a
add
complete
things
meal.
to our callaloo. We add
Yeah,
crab to our
crab on
callaloo. We
there.
add pigtail to our callaloo. We do add like meats to our callaloo. But even if you look at the word callaloo within other regions and other Caribbean countries, they don't make it the way Trinidadians make it. And that's why I say, okay, fine, y'all said no to doubles, but I would say callaloo might actually be the national
Well,
dish.
look, David put forward something real interesting here.
Good
If you was
argument.
out of the country and they had to make a dish to represent where you was from, what dish you would choose?
Wow.
That is a damn good question. I know I had a
I know it would be pilau.
I know I'm
know
making a
hands down it
pilau.
would be
I'm telling
pilau.
you, I'm making
I'm
a
making
pilau
pilau.
normal. And you know what? You know what
yeah.
too? I'm not just
I
making a
actually was
pilau,
gonna-
right? To be
Yeah.
dramatic, I'm gonna make a pilau out of what I have there.
Exactly. Yeah.
I go and call Sylvie's and see if they can what
Chris is thinking. I
I don't
want to
know
know
if you
what Chris is
guys-
thinking.
Yeah.
We friend David.
Yeah.
David talks about a horse pilau that a friend of ours makes.
Yes,
You guys
yes.
have that one yet?
She in the comments there. She in the comments. I had it.
Oh,
No,
she in the comment.
Yeah.
I've never had it yet, but
No, I don't have the pilau. I had the soup. What? No.
oh, okay.
But I hear about
Pilau.
the horse pilau, yeah, and it
Yeah, I've never had it before, but it'll be interesting.
yeah. Racing beef.
Marissa?
Yeah, I can tell you right now, I swear to God, I'm Trinidadian, but I've never had wild meat. The only thing wild I probably ever had, I could say I ate turtle like donkey years ago, but I've never eaten wild meat. I don't have any need or desire to eat wild meat. Like I don't know, but yeah, no, I'm sorry.
so you will have a pilau?
Huh?
Oh, by the way, just to update, I made the capybara pilau.
Yeah!
I made it. I will be very honest and say it.
Wait.
It was kind of my fault. It was kind of my fault that I didn't lash because it needed to, logistics. I kind of rush it. It needed to thaw out a little more. So, yeah, the capybara was frozen.
No, but seriously,
had
I
some
think
fridge space and thing, but I'll do it. I know the best part is that I know I'm dealing it now. The next capybara pilau that I make will lash out of this world. It will shut down.
So Q and Badawi, Ronaldo, I think you really should answer David's question because I thought that was a really powerful question.
Yes, it is a good question.
It was a really good question. It was a really good question.
So don't ask me first. I try to answer it first.
I'll go Chris first. So Chris, if you had to choose a dish, to represent your country, one dish, one shot, where you going with?
Lose some.
It'll have to be pilau, man. Everything is there. It's so comforting, and it's something that's dear to me as well. Someone mentioned curry stew, and I've never seen any other island do curry stew as well. So we gotta pay a little homage to that curry stew kind of thing as well too.
I guess.
But pilau for sure for me personally it would be pilau, and maybe second, knowing that the comment I just read there, I make a wicked curry stew chicken wings. It's to die for, and I think I would flex that second.
Nice.
Just know that Guyanese actually do curry stew as well. So pay attention to that. I was married to a Guyanese. They actually do
how do
curry
they call
stew.
curry?
Oh God! You know what, Chris? That's why I'm divorced. Okay, it's curry chicken.
So Barry, you have to choose one dish to represent your country, represent where you're from. What dish you choosing?
You said me, sorry?
You have to choose a dish. Yeah, you.
Oh, to represent Trinidad. Pilau.
Yeah. Pilau. Yeah?
Yeah, pilau.
Yeah.
We call you.
Nice. With curry. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
that go work.
Yeah. No, that's proper. That's proper. Jay.
I'm gonna make a traditional pilau with chicken and pigeon peas. But here, what now? I'm gonna have a whole bunch of sides. You could get potato salad.
Yeah.
You could get some avocado. You could get some mango chutney.
Right.
You could get some coleslaw. So
Right.
the start is the pilau, the traditional pilau. But what you choose after, that is up to you. You want fresh salad, you could get that too. We have every kind of salad dressing you want, but we have mango chutney, we have kuchila, we have potato salad. That's what I would do.
Quincy.
Yeah, I answer. I'm making pilau, but what I will do, like I say, for dramatic effect, as long as we have rice and sugar to brown, I'm gonna ask for all they have, and I use it wherever they have, and I'm making a pilau to express not just the dish, but to express where it come from now, and we skill in making anything taste good.
Yeah. Ronaldo, Maurice asking if you could do the poll.
I know, but I'm trying to figure out what you're going to ask. Like, there's so much things to ask about pilau.
Yeah. All right, we'll fine tune it and we'll chop.
I have a question.
I'm sure wet or dry is a good poll.
Wet or dry is, I mean, it had to be wet. It had to be wet.
That part.
Everything better wet. Everything better wet.
Y'all know what I'm gonna say, right? Y'all know what I'm gonna say, right? That's what he said.
Have you all ever had a slice of pilau?
A slice of
pilau.
I had a ball of pilau.
A slice of pilau.
Not a slice.
Yeah, not stand. A slice.
It congeal. It comes together. Yeah.
This was on purpose, or this was a horrible experience.
I will call no names either.
Okay.
A slice of zabaka. A slice of zabaka. A slice of pilau.
Wow. Now I eat a purposeful
golden raid.
Oh.
I do rock with the golden.
I like that question. I like that question.
I do rock.
What about golden ray?
I do rock with it.
That one needs something stronger. I can't get it. I don't go for something heavy.
Chris, we're saying about the golden ray. We're saying to the golden ray.
You know, because I didn't have access to it here in Canada, and then I start thinking, you know, you're putting on weight and all these different things, and I'm always trying to eat a little bit healthier, and we hear all these different things. But long story short, I don't really flex with the golden ray, to be honest with you. I rarely flex with any sort of the Maggi or anything like the adobo and all those things like that. I try to do as natural as possible. For instance, when I did the lobster callaloo, I cooked the crap out of the shells and stuff like that, and I created my own broth because finding a good fish broth here is almost impossible, right? So what I did was, and for the most part, I tried to create my own broth and sauces and stuff like that.
Wait.
Well, lobster callaloo.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what you would do, you get some butter in a pan. And then you would go in with just like your celery and your onions and stuff like that. Tossing the lobster in there, let it cook, take it out, put the shells back in there, take the meat out, and create a stock. And that stock then is what you're going to use as the liquid along with the coconut milk with the baby spinach or the dashing bush or whatever, your pumpkin, your sweet potato, and all those different things. And when it's done, after you hit the little swizzle stick, you add back the lobster meat to it. It works really good too if the wallet kind of swoops in when you open it. You can do it with shrimp as well too.
Right.
Well, first of all, I ain't using no goddamn swizzle sticks. Sorry. I live in America. I'm gonna use a hand blender. We're not doing that shit. Okay? Ain't nobody doing that.
I was on national TV here in Canada, and I pulled all these swizzle sticks and No, man, it's the most comments they ever got on that TV station. To everybody, where we buying this? Where we buying?
You better have your own line of swizzle sticks, Chris. Stop it.
Chris,
You
you're
playing.
sticking horse, you're sticking dog.
No,
Understand?
actually, he's not sticking. You should be sticking that.
He's swizzle sticking.
He's swizzle
This
sticking.
was live on the morning show, right? So after everything is done now, the two hosts in their fancy clothes and everything, they come over and like, can you do that again? We want to see that.
Yeah.
Then he
I
said,
can
pay
imagine.
me.
Yeah, that probably amazing. But
Wow.
look at what 27 saying about Golden Ray, right? There's butter and ruku. Now, let me tell you something that blew my mind the other day. American cheese, the orange cheese. You know it's a natural to just put in it to color it?
Yes.
Yes, Red. I didn't know that.
Interesting.
What is put in it?
Anato, which is where you get ruku from, the fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't know that. I had no
They
idea.
use it in Asia. They're quite a bit as well too, and in Central America into Mexico, all those places.
Yeah. So
well, that's more like gold line of seasoning.
But listen,
they have ruku in it.
Yeah.
That butter and ruku as Golden Ray mash me up because as I hear it, I like asking where that coming from now.
Yeah. I just always tell people ruku is
wait, so
natural
nobody likes Golden Ray?
Ruku is nature's
I
Golden
don't
Ray.
deal with that.
Huh?
Nobody here likes Golden Ray in Pelau?
I do.
So can I tell the truth? I'm gonna tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
So I'm gonna tell the truth.
Speak it truth, Jay.
So stop. Don't judge me out there, right? So I have a block of Golden Ray in my fridge, right?
Yeah.
But I just take a little tiny piece.
A little. L-I-T-A-L-E.
So wait, but here's the thing. Before I put any salt or anything in my food, I use that because it is a salt butter, right? Like you don't have to put salt on top of it. And when I season my meat, because I make my own green seasoning, I don't put. There's some people that put salt in their green seasoning. I don't even understand that. Or they put salt in their seasoning while they're seasoning their meats. I don't do that.
Okay.
So I put salt when I cook my food. And so I would normally put like a little bit.
So Jay, when the judgment will come in, right? How long you own this
Golden Ray
this
tastes
Golden Ray? How long is it in the fridge? How long is it in the fridge? This is all you order.
So before COVID started in March.
Yeah.
So it's been in there before COVID.
So
and
2020.
That's how 2020. But seriously, like I literally, and it's still there. It's probably like a quarter now because I've been cooking a lot during COVID. If you follow me on Insta, then you know that I cook a shut up Q. You know what it's judging me. At least I don't have Vetsin in my house, though. I don't have vet, but I have.
Want the Vetsin. I just use Vetsin. I just use Vetsin.
And I don't have any adobo salts at all. I do not. Like I think as we talk about food and we talk about traditional cooking, we should also like highlight the fact that we are transitioning to being very health conscious in how we cook our food.
Yeah.
So yes, I mean like you could take a little teaspoon of a Golden Ray or maybe 2, 3.
You're not doing nothing.
4.
Yeah.
A bag of 1 or 2 or 3 or 4.
But cooking with it every day is a problem. Yeah.
You know, we talked about the technique and the browning and the coconut milk and the pigeon peas, the importance of those things. We spoke about the sides, the zavka, the different types of choka, the different types of coleslaw and all that. But no one is talking about how and when do you eat your pilau. I'm one of them people. As soon as it comes out of the pot, it's here, but I'm sucking air. And it's got to be piping hot, man.
Yes.
And
straight from the pot.
You know, the next day I'm worried about my gums may be burnt. So how do you guys eat your pilau? It has to be piping hot?
So I'm eating it as I cook, first of all, right? Okay.
Yeah.
How about that?
I mean, definitely by the time it finished, I had to eat some, right?
Eat it when you cook.
Yeah, I have to when it finished. But I know to myself, I'm not going to eat plenty because I needed a kusume. It had a kusume. So I want a kusume. Then
That
they're
part.
not ready to
That
dive
part.
in.
That part.
Yeah, they're not ready to dive in.
As
Then
a kusume bantan. Like
Now, when the pilau,
when you like one thing, when I finish cook, I don't say that I done switch off the stove thing and the lime in there. Yeah, I will say that thing finished yet. I say that's not kusume in there. But by the time he asks, it done kusume for about 5 minutes already, right?
Yeah.
So by the time he asks that, I could add in a little 10 minutes and I'll get 15 minutes out there. So you need things to come together in that kind of manner.
Yeah.
You need it to come together in that manner. You need it to settle.
A time me and Ronaldo had come and check here, and he had pulled out a pork belly pilau. You had it. It was in the fridge, and he had
I did a
it up.
pork belly pilau.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Horse.
Yeah.
I don't know how long you had it there, but here what going on.
Oh.
When you warm that up and we eat that here,
Look at your face. In his palm shirt. In his palm shirt. He's just a relaxer.
It was special.
No, pork belly, anything tastes good. Let's be real.
That pilau, nice. way. That was wow.
Listen, what about okra in pilau or cabbage in pilau?
Cabbage.
No.
I never had cabbage in pilau.
No.
Cabbage.
No.
My father swears he always had cabbage when he was young in pilau.
Oh, serious? Okay.
I would go
a different route. I go with baby spinach.
Okay.
I make it's really nice because it absorbs all the coconut and stuff like that.
Right.
Getting like it's juicy almost, man. Really nice.
Yeah.
That come like
I've used callaloo bush.
I know when I say that come like a callaloo pilau.
But I do it.
Almost, yeah.
I do the chorai bhaji. Chorais. Yeah.
I have a question. So I listen. There's some people like to put things on their pilau when they finish and it's plated, right?
No ketchup.
Oh God, please tell them. No ketchup on the pilau.
No ketchup. That is nonsense.
You know what?
That is nonsense.
You had me at no ketchup.
Stop it immediately. Do not.
A good friend of mine, I will not call him any names. He puts mustard on his pilau every single time.
I'm done.
But you know what?
Yellow mustard.
I ain't gonna judge it. Mustard is big people condiments. Ketchup is for children.
No.
Ketchup is for children.
I agree with that.
Ketchup is not for big people.
No, I think ketchup is what it's put on food to make it anything.
But big people still put ketchup on their pilau.
Because that is why in life you must start how you want to finish.
Are you a philosopher tonight,
Is it true? That is what is mass people palate. If you grow up eating ketchup, you will gravitate towards that because it's familiarity now.
So parents, we implore you to do not put no goddamn ketchup on your children pilau. Okay, let them eat the authentic pilau as it is meant to be eaten without no condiments on it. Okay?
But you know what I will go, right? If a coleslaw not available, right, or a potato salad not available, and I in two minds about the potato salad too, but you can talk about that after. Anybody ever pass squeeze out mayonnaise on the side?
No. Stop the shit.
Stop it.
So wait. Ketchup is for little children. Mustard is for mature adults, and mayonnaise is for what, old people? I don't understand.
I completely acknowledge that it is folly, and it is a plaster on a store, because I like that richness of a coleslaw or a potato salad that has mayonnaise in it. But I mean, growing up as you do, sometimes it didn't have that. So
So you put a dollop of mayo.
you squeeze some mayo on this.
See, when
Got
I was
it.
growing up and we didn't have the coleslaw or potato salad, a tin of peas and carrot sauce. Peas and carrots with mayo.
With mayo, yeah.
Yeah, that's
It had that too.
yeah, peas and carrots with mayo and the bacon sides.
Or
Yeah.
tomato. If you have some tomato, you cut up some tomato and you rub some mayo in it. Like all that.
Yeah,
But
just to get at the front, yeah.
But sometimes I'm telling you, as a teenage boy growing up, you come and you draw for your Pelau and all that, you squeeze some mayonnaise on the side and I go down front and play in it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Real wild. That's wild.
I done did it, yo.
Look at Chef Finbar. Chef Finbar has hands across in front of you. He's about to scold you right now. Chef Finbar's like, I don't even understand.
Yeah.
Why am I on this line? Let's talk about mayo.
I am a fair man and I will take any kind of licking for that because I think it's funny, but I love it. Sorry.
At least he owns it.
Yeah, I will take my licking, but I've been doing that thing.
So where's the best buy?
But we all do agree. We all do agree that Kuchula is great on Pelau.
Yes.
Yeah. Kuchula on Pelau is
Yes.
It's interesting, right?
Yes.
If you had to choose one side, one accompaniment, only for the rest of your life, you have to choose one.
Tell me when to answer, I go answer. Tell me.
Go for
Jay,
Okay, so y'all gonna mind your MF business because since COVID happened, I've been just cooking and eating basically a potato salad.
Yeah.
Listen, don't watch these, but see a potato salad. I love a good potato salad. I don't care. I'm telling you, that's what I love. It feels like home to me. And listen, especially during COVID, because you home, you can't go outside, you're sad. People need starch. That's what they gravitate to. That's why we put our weight and shit. Mind the business. But potato salad and yeah, sure, coleslaw. But you see a potato salad, a good potato salad, not Karen's potato salad with raisins and shit, but a good Trini potato salad with your Pelau. Oh, yeah.
Chris?
Chris, go in.
You know, at first glance, I would love to say zabuka, right? But we can't always get it. It's a seasonal thing. For me, it has to be a fire roasted and has to be charcoal or direct flame tomato choker. I love it. All
right. Barry.
Because you get that sort of
sorry.
garlic in there and everything else, right? You get that garlic in there, the sweetness from the tomato, the hint of pepper, whatever. And I love roasting the pepper, whatever Scotch bonnet or whatever I'm using. I roast it as well. And it must be thinly sliced onions. But before you pour that oil, so you have all that tomato and everything already crushed and everything. You layer it with the thinly sliced tomato onion, and you pour that hot oil on top of it, and then you mix it. So it sort of tempers the onion into everything.
Right.
You know what, man?
Chunky.
In the next life, I'm going to marry tomato choker.
They're making me real hungry.
I love it.
Barry, one side dish. What are you going with?
It's a coleslaw salad with avocado. Zabuka.
No, one by one. By
Combine.
No, with zabuka inside it.
Nah, Barry, you're chicken
Little pieces of zabuka inside of it. It was a coleslaw cabbage zabuka salad.
He will be system. I think he legit. He will be system. He will be system. But he legit.
I choose about Barry, but nothing Barry.
Yeah, he legit to that. I will. Well, first I need to say I 100% understand, Chris, when you say it's seasonal. So there might be parts of the year that I don't have it. I'm willing to sacrifice not having to eat my zabuka, right? And I'll go a step further to say zabuka, dice up, right? Now I will eat it just on the side because Lord no, my Zabuka buttery as is, right? Ben,
Crazy Lord.
have that butter, right? But you know what? When they really feeling to overdo, I just dice up that Zabuka. I chunk a little garlic and some oil, right? Dice up some onion, a little pimento.
Yeah.
I just drizzle that oil over it and mix it up. Just a rough mix, real quick, because I mean it's avocado, go mash up. And you just get that chunkiness with just a little bit of mushiness, a little bit of sauce. Just come out of that. Put that on the side of a pilau. Let me tell something to you. End the discussion. And if you want, you can sprinkle a little paprika on that, a little salt on that.
So anybody looking
All
for
right.
a wife? Because I mean, like, so because seriously, my next husband will have to cook.
Join the line, Jay. Join the line.
Yo,
So
Wow.
mine will definitely be coleslaw, hands down. Coleslaw.
coleslaw.
Coleslaw. Yeah.
But how are you making your coleslaw?
I thought you were going to say potato salad, no?
You see, I love potato salad.
I know this.
love potato salad. But I don't love potato salad and pilau.
And pilau, all right.
Yeah.
But
Coleslaw.
everybody makes their coleslaw different. So how do you like your coleslaw?
If I'm in a hurry, I'm in a hurry curry, coleslaw. Just cabbage, carrots, probably some onion, maybe a little bit. I like celery in there too. I like what celery does do to a coleslaw. Mayo, lemon juice, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of mustard, salt, black pepper.
Nice.
Yeah.
I could say the boy doesn't make our best coleslaw though. I could say that. Yeah, the boy coleslaw.
Hi, Badawi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Join the line.
I personally must have apple and corn on my coleslaw.
Fancy.
Yeah, I like flexing the apple in a coleslaw.
Yeah, apple and coleslaw like, but I put some
apple and
corn in my
coleslaw,
potato salad. So yeah, wow, I like that.
So we're getting to it, Maurice. If you had to buy a pilau outside in the street, if you had to go out in the street and get a pilau, where you going? Chris.
Street.
There's nowhere here I would go for pilau, to be honest with you. Those kind of things where
wow, that's a big
trust
question.
Anybody to make my pilau. Yeah, I'm very personal with my pilau, to be honest with you.
If you come home, Chris.
I can't see myself buying pilau.
Thank you.
Even if you come home?
That's a big question right there.
No.
I will buy that chicken and throw it out and come home and make it. I will sacrifice that belly rumble and thing. But a real personal with my pilau boy.
So you ain't buying
Santana to be going on with the best pilau. I see Santana, don't worry.
Right. So Chris ain't buying no pilau. All right.
And Barry ain't buying no pilau either.
Barry ain't buying no pilau. Barry ain't doing that.
So
I have bought pilau.
Go ahead, no.
I have bought pilau in the past, and many times out of just pure craving for pilau, and I don't feel to make it. So I'm tired, whatever reason, and I've never been too pleased or happy with what I get.
Right.
And I don't know if it's a personal thing, but everybody's palate is different. But I just like the way I make pilau, and I've had a good pilau at other friends' houses, but commercially, as if there's not enough love put into it or something, I just don't get. I don't get enough flavor.
Right.
I think people forget that love is an actual ingredient in food, right?
Home cooked love in pilau.
Yes, it's you can taste food. So like I live in New York, so like if I go to certain restaurants and they give me attitude, I don't want your food because I don't want that energy with my food. Okay, but pilau is not something I would buy commercially. However, I recently got food the other day from Bake and Tings in New York, in Brooklyn. And shout out to the chefs over at Bake and Tings. It really was supposed to be like oxtail and peas and rice, but I tasted the peas and rice and it was more like a pilau
Pelau. Woo!
cook up. And I was upset. This I wanted authentic Jamaican, oxtail and peas and rice, and
Mm.
I got this, and I literally for the first time ever ate all the food. I don't really eat food like on like all the food on a first sitting. Like I'll stop and eat. But shout out to the chefs at Bacon Things because it is a Trini owned restaurant, and I would not again. I don't go out looking to buy pilau commercially. I will
Right.
go out to buy like I have my roti skin lady and my dalpri and my bus up shut lady because I don't know how to do that. My grandmother
Yep.
did, right? Like I'll go out to get my jerk chicken because like I don't got a smoker in my house. So I go to the Jamaicans to do that. But bacon things like y'all need to cut me a check. That that peas and rice was so authentically like Palau esque that I gotta shout them out. So I know they actually have it on their menu. That's probably who I would go to. But other than that, like pilau is not something we go out. I mean, look, okay, I'm gonna buy a box of pilau. No, we gonna bubble a pot of
Up it.
pilau,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to those people in Brooklyn like Bacon Things that are
Mm.
doing it and keeping the culture alive.
Yeah.
Niceness.
Quincy, if you had to buy a
Whee!
pilau,
Yeah, I in the same boat. Pelau is something I purchased Pelau outside already, but it's not a go-to thing, man. Like I don't be out and feel for a Pelau now. Pelau is our kind of home thing. As a matter of fact, this Pelau that I make here is the first Pelau that I eat in quite some time. I want to say close to a year though.
what?
Yeah, yeah, I
What kind
eat
of
a
life
Pelau.
you living? What kind of life you living?
It, you know what? It just didn't come up. It just didn't come up.
It just didn't come up.
Yeah, it just didn't come up.
You just forget to breed.
Nah, it's a curry banton, from the time I see chicken and thing, and I don't know what to do as curry it, that.
I don't understand what it is you're telling me right
You know
now.
that, you
You're
know
telling
that,
me that it's a
you know,
year you would eat pilau.
something move too slow in my kitchen, I curry it, dog, that. But, all right, I can't have a pilau conversation. I'm not big demand, right? I had a big demand because I already feel what this man do in the realm. I feeling it still to date.
Is that Amit?
Khaled boy.
Or Skalin?
Mm.
Yeah,
The Douglas.
yeah, boy.
Yeah, the Douglas, the Douglas, the Douglas.
That chef, I think Show Creole is the pinnacle of our culinary scene. Honestly,
Nice.
I think Chef Show Creole was like the greatest culinary idea on the soil so far. The
Nice.
fact that they could go there and eat
Mhm.
a gourmet pilau, and gourmet being not bougie or upscale or whatever, but the fact that you could sit down on a table with six people and you could get one of however much pilau was coming, and that tastes like if it cooked down in a pot for 45 minutes, you get that in a 15 minutes period. I think
Wow.
that was ridiculous, apart from the fact that it tastes good.
Wow.
I know what he used to do. I don't want to share it because any man I there. But what he used to do, like to come up with that, is a boss. Is a real boss. And it used to taste real good. It used to taste just like if it bubble long, long. Love that, right? Right, back to reality. um,
Yeah, Karen.
yeah,
Yeah, nice.
yeah.
If you guys, I gotta jump off the call here. I've got something else to jump on. There's something
Cool
else, but
man.
B, Q, Barry,
Yes,
Ronaldo,
I.
Sister, it was a pleasure, man, and I hope we can do this again.
Of course.
Of
Um,
course.
but real nice vibes, man. I love it. Thanks for having me. All right.
Thanks for
Thanks
gracing
for
us.
coming,
Exactly.
Chris.
Thanks for
We
coming,
love
man.
Really
you.
appreciate it.
Yes, good.
Later, Chris.
All right. Take it
Yeah,
easy. All
man.
right.
All right,
Yes,
take
Right.
it
sir.
easy, Chris.
Later, Chris.
Yeah.
So I have a question, right? Because I know we're winding down, and we talked about traditional pilau, right? But what about the people who are transitioning health and into a health conscious lifestyle
Mm.
and want to incorporate their traditional foods in a more healthier way? Like they may want to use like maybe brown rice, or they may not use
Mm.
meat, right? Like
Yeah.
so for like Chef Finbar, maybe you could answer this question as a chef. Like, what would you suggest that they do to create their own version of a healthier pilau without meat or without using white rice? What would or parboiled rice? What would you suggest?
I
Looking
guess I will
face.
rule out the whole.
He was like, no pilau for you.
Yeah, it
No
doesn't make
pillow,
me
no
dribble
pillow,
thinking
no
about
pillow.
this. But there'll be no caramelizing of sugar, I guess, or very minimal with no oil whatsoever.
But could we use like an olive oil instead of like regular? I mean, like seriously, we could caramelize sugar with olive
If you're
oil.
using olive oil, the timing has to be bang on because olive oil, the burning factor levels
Yeah,
are much
yeah.
higher than regular oil. So I don't even know, but minimal oil altogether. Because some people make pilau, of course, with no oil, don't they? They just put the sugar in the pot.
Correct.
Yes.
But then you're
Sugar
dealing
is also fattening.
with
So
sugar.
you deal with sugar. So I say, just eat something else.
I can kind of answer. I can kind of answer because I had kind of experimented something.
So mean.
Yeah, it's true though. I kind of experimented some things. Brown rice, real difficult to get right in a pilau kind of context because of how long it takes to yield and thing. Um, if you submit to at least taking in some oil and at least using some white rice, then when it comes to browning, for example, you could use onion to create the caramelization and then get a natural brown. Or lime juice. Lime juice could do it too. You get a natural browning from lime juice, caramelize it from the fruit. Um, yeah, and that's about all I could do for you.
So you want Chef Barry? Eat something else.
If you want to drop out meat, I have successfully made a very tasty, a very delicious mushroom pilau already.
Ooh, mushroom is nice.
Yeah, and that was some nice portobello, and that work.
So are we gonna ignore the
All
fact
good.
that Badawi is like opening a bottle right now and didn't even offer nobody nothing?
No, but we ain't hear from Dawi yet as to where he buying a pilau if he going outside.
I want to know why he's drinking.
I kind of glad it glossed over me. You know?
We'll take it.
Chianti. Oh, nice.
It's nice. It's nice.
Okay.
Shout out to City Girl.
Bon,
City Girl for
bon,
mountains.
bon,
Pick up yourself.
bon.
Pulling in a man some things.
Yeah.
Learning them.
If I have to go and buy pilau, it would have to be by Sweet Ann in Uptown Mall.
Uptown Mall.
Yeah.
Wow.
His mom still doing that? He doing? No, he died, right?
The guy, serious?
Yeah, I think he passed
Sean
us
still
something.
in the chat?
Breaking
Sean-
news.
If Sean there, Sean will be able to tell us. But I don't know. But they had their pilau used to taste good. And yeah, it was they used to make different things. Every day they'll make kalaloo and macaroni pie, pilau, whatever. And it was home. It's not it wasn't a commercial pilau. It was a home
Somebody
pilau that
making
they
their
selling
food.
outside.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a question because I literally worked in hospitality back home. So I had jobs since I was 11, right? And I came to the US when I was 18. Does Cold Pot still exist? That was owned by Warner's Sons and them? Because I
Not
worked
really.
at Cold Pot when I was 16.
Short answer is no.
That's a whole lot. You work at a Cold Pot?
I was 16 years old when I worked at a Cold Pot.
It was open?
That was years ago.
I
have
never see a cold pot
60-year-old.
open in my life.
Oh my god.
All the cold pots are always closed.
Look at Chef in bar. He's like, why?
I never see
We
cold
have
pot open.
fine dining restaurants. Why? I just wanted to know because that was like one of the places I worked as a teenager. Like
The both of them that I know about have already closed. The one in Marval as well as the one in on the
That's
Fish
Excellence?
area.
Okay, so then I knew there was one at Sense of Excellence and one in Barrett's. So then they probably
And there was
closed
one in
one.
Marval as well.
Oh, I
I got
didn't know
one on
that.
Arapita
Okay.
Avenue as well.
Okay.
All closed, as far as I know.
Okay.
So for
All
me,
right.
I didn't answer yet on my Pelau. For me, it's real difficult to buy a Pelau outside.
Hard.
I love a wet Pelau, not a moist Pelau. As
A wet.
You hearing him, Jay? You hearing him? You hearing him, Jay?
wet Pelau, right? And I'll give Jane her jacket. Natasha, like perfect making Pelau horse. Like everything else,
Well done from what I see there tonight. Yeah, though.
horse. Yo,
Yeah.
Big up Natasha. Big up Natasha. Big up Natasha. Big up Natasha.
Natasha, big up
Big up
yourself.
yourself. Natasha, people say Natasha.
Pelau, I mean, from South Africa, Korea, but you see how Pelau? 100 horse, 100. So, it had a
She specialized, you see. She specialized. She knows the demographic she working with. She specialized, yes.
It's not what watery. When I sauce it tick.
Question.
I heard Pelau now.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Pelau 100.
All right.
Let me just throw this in the mix.
Question.
Barry, funny as well. I'm talking about Barry Pelau. Barry including okra in the Pelau, right? I was at first like, okra boy, but then it's Barry, and I taste it. That's the night I do it for the paniard, and we get a little taste, right? That was my first encounter with okra and Pelau, and yo,
You're right. Follow stars.
yes, a very easy way to have Pelau in that kind of vicinity, like bang on the right kind of moisture. You see okra and Pelau?
Yeah, don't overcook it either.
Yeah.
Put it late.
It's saying something, yeah. It is different.
I okra and rice. I know Pelau.
But exactly. So is it Pelau if it has okra, or is it
okra and rice?
Again, if you do everything for a Pelau, you bring your thing, you burn your sugar,
and you just
bring your
add
meat, thing, and coming down to the end, down to the end, I just add my coconut milk down to the end. Got us add an extra layer of pimento and onion and garlic thing. As a matter of fact, when it finishes, probably add that on top and cover for the kusume. That's why I don't like people to bother me. Right? But coming down to the end there, when you put in the coconut milk, if you throw in okra in that'll spoil it from being Pelau.
No, you just change it from Pelau to okra and rice.
How?
I don't agree.
Yeah.
Okra, rice, chicken, pigeon peas, and broth.
I
don't agree with that.
I need to say, we must not be so married to that making us see.
Hold on.
Says the man who don't want Richard in St. James.
Good one.
But
so that's hold on.
Barry know why I don't want Richard in St. James.
That's all. So usually we go for 1 hour. And we had 1 hour and 45 minutes.
I know.
So here's what's going on. We do have the end. We have the after party. So the after party is we stop this live and we start a new one. In the new one, it's not recorded and it's anything goes. We're not just talking Pelau. We're talking anything.
But I have 2 important questions to say now.
Yes.
Okay.
Quickly. What is specific to one type of rice only? Next question. Pigeon peas, processed pigeon peas, or fresh pigeon peas?
I mean, we do
I like
always
how
have
he
the
stand up and he just flip his shirt like Superman there
All
with
right,
that
so
question.
here what going on? Here what going on, right? Here what going on. If I make it a Pelau to impress, I'll make him a best Pelau. It
Fresh
have to
pigeon.
be fresh pigeon peas.
Fresh
Have to
pigeon
be.
peas. Have to be. Yeah.
If I
No
just make
You
it a
can tell you
question.
it's
Pelau,
fresh
No
pigeon peas.
question. No question.
now I don't ever use the processed pigeon peas, the dry process. I don't like that. I'll use the green. So green pigeon peas. For
So
my
I live in
Pelau.
America
Commission.
and I live in an apartment and I ain't growing no goddamn pigeon peas out my goddamn apartment. Okay.
Right.
Okay, them a little bigger.
So yo.
They like peas and carrots though.
Oh, that's peas and carrots.
Us.
That's potato salad.
Us.
That's
Sorry.
not
That's your
for Pelau,
coleslaw.
like.
Potato salad, sorry.
I have both. I have both dried
Hey, let me
peas.
change your life.
I have both dried pigeon peas
No.
that I would soak overnight
Right.
and that I will cook. Or
Right.
if I'm in a rush, I would do like canned pigeon peas.
Right.
Like, don't judge me. I live here. Okay, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Of
Okay,
course.
but more than likely, when I'm making a pilau, I'm using parboiled rice. So
Naldo, what you're saying? What you're saying is that pigeon peas, that peas and carrots. I mean,
Carrots is a nice addition to that Pelau.
yeah, no, I'm cutting my own carrots.
But
you're using-
this specifically, the Matooks, this fancy grade. Not
That's on my potato
No,
salad,
you're
but
using-
it's not
you're
gonna go in my
using that
pilau.
Barry saying
yeah,
that.
you add into the Pelau. Yeah.
No.
So hold on, that's
No,
all.
no,
So
no,
you
no,
can add peas and carrots, but you can add okra.
So that's when you make okra and rice sauce.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
already have
A
something.
processed pigeon carrots and you get some
You already have okra and rice. You already have something.
you all
Yeah, but-
understand.
Stop
you
it,
all
Ronaldo. Leave it
you'll
for
understand-
Natasha. Stop it.
You all understand what I'm saying
Natasha.
about locking the ingredients, the execution versus
yeah,
locking
the ingredients.
strategy, boy.
Yeah.
Strategy, then. Because look, guys.
So nobody tried basmati rice or jasmine rice?
No,
I
Not
make
with
it.
a pilau, no.
So here how I do it, Barry.
but that's how I need to jump
I
in.
haven't.
and
I
say,
do
I really feel this in the interest of the show. I really feel an hour and 41 minutes kind of long, right? And I
But
feel,
they hear it, but they watching and they loving this. I love it.
but we had to save and record now. And
Okay.
we want the record value to have a little something at least now. A little juice. A little juice.
love it.
But and we could come back. We coming back. We coming back.
So we come back in the
coming
after
back.
show?
We
The
coming
after
back.
party?
After party. We coming back. And all them things. We had to discuss rice.
Chef and Bars coming back because I'm not coming back unless Chef and Bars come back.
Chef and Barry coming back.
Barry coming
Barry,
back, right?
I'm
Barry
here.
is coming
All
back.
right, good. All
Barry
right.
is going to make his crispy skin pilau on camera. I'm going to come down.
Whoa.
I'm going to come down the road and eat a plate of it.
But it's connected to me. Put that shit on ice. I will give you US dollars to send that shit to me. Okay? I will cash out you, PayPal you, Venmo you, whatever you want, transfer wise.
Bring those Trump dollars.
Yeah.
All
Let me
right.
come back.
So thank you everyone for tuning in, and all know the drill. The after party will be on the channel, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Jay. Of course, Quincy Ronaldo.
Chris.
And thanks to Chris for being here as well.
Thanks to Natasha.
Chris,
Thanks to Natasha. Big up Natasha. All right, so we'll be right back.